Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Tokyo 24 Coup, episode 8. Finally episode 8, after that week of a break before episode 7. Uh, we'll see how it goes. Let's just say it that way. I'm still not entirely sure if they can manage uh, to wrap everything up in a satisfying way, right? With every single episode, we're getting less and less and less time to wrap it up nicely. And so far, from what we've seen so far, it seems like what's his face? Kouki became became full on villain and joined the ASRG, or he's trying to dismantle ASRG from within. We didn't really get any indication that that would be the case, but it is a possibility. Ran is on a run, so he's not really a factor anymore in the whole story. He can't really help us in anything. Our last hope in Shuuta, and maybe in Sakiko or whatever her name is, the glasses lady. On annual list, I have her listed as Sakiko Kurokuzuno, but I know that they are referring to her by a completely different name in the show. I don't know if it's annual list spoiling me, revealing her true identity, or is it just a mistranslation or mistransliteration or something. I'm still not sure. And all in all, it will be hard to wrap up the story as it is right now. So either it's gonna end up in a very unsatisfying way, some Deus Ex Machina kind of bullshit, or it's gonna end with a teaser for for the second season, right? If you wanna know what's gonna happen next, you better give good ratings to this anime so you get a second season. If not, oh well, it's gonna be another one of the unfinished stories we have plenty of. I certainly hope that's not gonna be the case, but only time will tell. In the last episode, we pretty much were only following Shuuta. His adventures with breasts and bread. In retrospect, it wasn't as bad of an episode as I thought it was, to be honest. I read some opinions of this episode, some comments, and someone pointed out that this episode served to establish Shuta as being constantly suspended between two things, two options, right? He's not a kid or not a kid anymore, but he doesn't quite feel himself an adult yet. Right? He doesn't quite want to take responsibility when it comes to, using his powers for good and whatnot. But on the other hand, he wants to be a hero. On one hand, he's torn between one of his friends, Kouki, who is going full, you know, lawful good, lawful neutral, more more like, to be perfectly honest with you, or maybe even lawful evil, and Ran, who's all chaotic neutral, and his constant Koki Shota is constantly being torn between those. In his childhood, he was torn between being a baker's son and being a hero. In the end, all this time he managed to somehow go both ways, figure out some middle path, and he's gonna have to do something like that again. It also ties in into the whole trolley problem thing that seemed, it's more like in the past, very pervasive throughout the episodes, right? Episode 1, episode 2, and episode 4, or something like that, were all about trolley problems. And in episode 1, Shuuta figured out the middle path. Then, with the tornado and with Kunai, they didn't. They didn't figure out the middle path. So it again shows us the importance of Shuuta as someone in the middle, someone who goes his own way, who doesn't pick out of two binary choices, but rather picks a third choice that's somewhere in between. The episode did serve some purpose after all. It wasn't immediately apparent, but after putting some thought into it, yeah, it did actually serve a certain purpose. Will they do something with it? I don't know. Shuuta finally met up with Zeroth, who seems to be Carneades, although that's not entirely, entirely certain that he's the Carneades. It might as well be Sakiko because we know that she's meeting up with Zeroth, and she has access to the whole system at SARG, to the something prevention, or I can't remember how that system is called, but the one where Kouki's sister is suspended in a tube and serves as a computational unit. Sakiko has access to it, so it stands to reason that she might be helping Zeroth. There is also the matter of that police guy whose name I completely forgot, Wataru Chikushi. He's weird. He's very odd. And again, that's something that I noticed in retrospect. I didn't notice it at the beginning, but he seems to be involved with the entirety of our main trio. And in the last episode, he went out of his way solely for the purpose of antagonizing Shuuta, even going to the point of mentioning Asumi. That strikes me as odd. That he singled out Shuuta and talked to him only and solely and entirely for the purpose of antagonizing him. His appearance, his conversation didn't serve any other purpose. That makes me think there might be something more to it. Could he be Carneades? I'm honestly not sure. I don't think he is. But maybe he's just a dick. Maybe the writers aren't great at writing and they needed someone to antagonize Shuuta and they just threw this guy in without any other purpose except to antagonize him. I've no clue. I've absolutely no clue. It's an anime that is very hard to predict. The only way to figure out what's gonna happen next is to watch it, right? So let's do just that. Let's give you guys some subs and let's give myself some sound. And let's figure out the cables. There we go. By the way, how'd you like the lighting? It's day. It's daytime, so I'm getting some, daylight on my face. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I think I'm looking good. Okay. Yeah. Episode 8. Is it episode 8? I think it is. It is episode 8. So, let's start episode 8 of Tokyo 24-ku, version by Saps, please. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and what's your deal? Okay, so it's not Carneades. You cannot. Yep. So it is Sakiko. Is it Sakiko? Or is the governor, Gori, that is Carneades and tries to sow some, uh, you know, uh, is trying to cause some chaos to have a reason to push for ASRG and the hazard cast and whatnot, right? Fabricating issues so that he can create a solution to it. Wouldn't put it past him. But I don't think Zerov would be working with him if that was the case. So it's probably Sakiko. It's probably Sakiko who is Carneades. Or Asumi? Could it be Asumi? I'm not sure anymore. Huh. Sakiko or Asumi? My suspicion for a moment was also on Wataru, the cop, but he doesn't have access to cornucopia, I don't think, let alone to the highest floor, right? So it can't be him. Hmm. Interesting. Notice how Sakiko, Wataru, and Zero were shown in the same sequence. Does it matter? Does it have any significance? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He's fighting crime. Whomst. Ran? Ran. Tsudragawa. Okay. Oh. Answer your fucking phone. And again, superpowers through sound waves. Oh no, cornucopia is gonna be destroyed. What a tragedy. What can they do about the storm, though? Tsudragawa. I I recognize the handkerchief. Please tell me they will pick a middle path. Hmm. Interesting. What? Hell yeah, he does. Okay, so basically any publicity is good publicity. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, at least we're getting some answers. Fucking weirdo. uh, hmm. Is Tsudaragawa gonna try to act a hero? And she's gonna die? Hmm? Oh, the gang is already here. No, he doesn't have to. Yes. Yes, thank you, Shuta. Communication. Shuta is talking about his plans. Holy shit. What happened? Someone's actually talking about their plans. They're discussing things. What? Am I really watching Tokyo 24 Coup? Did I download some other anime that looks eerily similar? I mean, yeah. Kouki is just fucking dead. What the fuck is going on with him? Is he like willingly sacrificing Tsuburagawa? Assuming he knows that it's Tsuragawa, did he decide to willingly sacrifice her? I've no fucking clue. That's one down. Whomst. Oh, yeah, Ran talking with Zeroth. No, sheer idiocy is what killed Kunai. His idiocy, Kouki's idiocy, and Ran's idiocy. Three fucking stooges. Uh, why are they swinging though? Are you gonna act or are you gonna stand there? Are you gonna create a third outcome or are you gonna piss me off? This time it's a binary choice. I mean, that's a curious visual, but what'd you see? Ooh, is he gonna make it? He is not. Well, there goes Tsuragawa. Yep. And that's gonna make Asumi malfunction. Yeah, you have something to be sorry about. You didn't do shit. Your sister in a jar didn't disturb you. This reveal disturbed you. But it was you who created it? Yeah, I don't care what you named it, but what was the deal with it? Yeah, that was to be expected. I somehow doubt it. That would be a good end for him. Yes? Yes, you did. Because earlier you decided to do absolutely fuck all. You have absolute idiots for friends. There's nothing more to get here. And thus, Tsusuragawa's sacrifice was absolutely and completely in vain. Great! Add some mouth to mouth. Just chest presses isn't enough for CP. Or maybe it is! Apparently, I know fuck all about CPR. And Asumi's conscious. Or did she gain consciousness only now? Or. Lightning strike? Yes. Okay, I'm not sure that I'm really not sure that phone call superpowers are gonna be enough to survive that. Or maybe it is enough. At, at least he has a broken leg, so he he didn't get out of it scot free. So sure. Okay, so he was also involved in the whole Carneades stuff. You're worrying about the referendum now. Kouki is gonna become the new Carneades. No, she would not be. She would be appalled. Appalled. However you pronounce it. Okay, so he's planning to kill Asumi, essentially. Green Roibos. No, it's Asumi. Destroyed my world of chaos, I'm assuming. Okay, so it turns out Zero is a villain. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. I really, really, really liked this episode. Full marks, 10 out of 10. You know, proportional to other episodes of this series so far. Yeah, this one was genuinely great. This one was genuinely great. I'm gonna have to check if there are any staff changes. You know what? You guys enjoy the ED, and while it's going on, I'm gonna take a look at staff. Were there any changes in episode 8? Because I know that the script writer, was different for episodes 1 to 6, and after episode 6, he changed. Control F, 8. Okay, that was the end of it. So I'm gonna bring up the staff view. And first we're gonna go really quick through the staff, and then we're gonna go through the episode proper. Okay, no, so the script writer for episodes 1 to 8 stayed the same, apparently. So it was just analysts' fuck up that they listed only 1 to 6. Instead of listing just script, they listed 1 to current. Animation director for ED in episode 8. The ED was different. I noticed that. There was a key animator that worked only on episode 8, but then again, there was a key animator that worked only on episode 6. No, there doesn't seem to be anything particularly different staff-wise about episode 8. Maybe it had yeah, it did have a few more key animators, I think, maybe. Key animator, animation director, production assistant. Key animator, animation director, episode director, episode 6. Only directed episode 6. Also directed Black Clover and Shadow House. Haven't seen any. So, yeah, not as many or as significant changes as I expected. But that's good. We're not gonna spend too much time dwelling on that. We're just gonna go through the episode again. Yeah, I really thought that Zero is gonna be Carneades, but apparently not. And I'm really getting the vibes that Zero is gonna be the new villain. The quote-unquote actual villain, alongside the governor, Gori. That is the feeling I'm getting. Carneades was just a red herring, essentially. And Carneades, as Tsuragawa as Carneades rather, was trying to actually do good, was actually a hero of the story. Meanwhile, Zero is much more of an extremist, right? Tsuragawa probably wanted to keep Asumi alive within the Kanai system. That's why she sacrificed herself to fix that cable. And she probably, I'm assuming, wanted to figure out a way to somehow cripple the system so it doesn't end in full invigilation while at the same time keeping Asumi alive. Meanwhile, Zero is going full scorched earth. He wants to destroy it entirely. And again, we're getting a nice duality here, right? Two completely separate roads, completely separate solutions to the issue, and completely separate feelings about the system. Gori, the governor, wants to use this system to its full extent to achieve complete and total invigilation of his people. Meanwhile, Zero wants to destroy the system, burn it to the ground, and salt the earth. Two very extreme and um, very opposite routes, I guess you could say. I forgot the word. Meanwhile, there's a middle path, right? We keep Asumi alive in the machine. Maybe we figure out some way to give her an artificial body or whatever. Wouldn't surprise me if it was possible in their world. Or we keep her in that machine and she helps the people of the city as she used to. But we're not quite turning up the 1884. What's that? Yeah, 1884? That's the title of that? No, 1984. That book. Yeah, 1984. We're not quite cranking the 1984 dial up to 11. Alright? A perfect middle ground. And Shuuta is the perfect person, the perfect character to follow that middle path. He's always been following the middle path. Choosing a little bit from the left, a little bit from the right, but mostly just going down the middle. Kouki, I wanted to say that Kouki is gonna go the way of Gori, but no, he's not. Not now that he knows that his mentor, because I'm assuming that's what Tsuragawa was Carneades and what she wanted to achieve, and not while knowing that Asumi is still technically alive. Kouki is going to be the first one to join Shuuta on the middle path. We're keeping Kanade alive, but we're not turning it into a complete invigilation system. Meanwhile, Ran, so far from what it seems, is gonna join Zero on the path to destroying Kanade, but he's unsure. And he's gonna be swayed to join Shuuta again on the middle path. And the three of them are going to save Kanade, and they're going to save the 24th Ward from total invigilation. That's my prediction. Yeah, focus. Yeah, an acquaintance of Carneades. Also, an interesting trio of acquaintances. Zero wants to destroy Kanade. Wataru, or whatever the name of the scop is, who's very much aligned with the governor, and Tsuragawa in the middle. Yet another example of the not even duality, but triality. Is that if that is even a word? Then yes, a very nice example of triality, of the trifecta of approaches, I guess you could say. Shuuta, what did he throw them? Mari, take this. Oh, his apron. Asumi's calling. And yeah, this theory was scrapped by your mother because she foresaw what it could lead to, and she wanted none of that. Your father, however, is a dickhead who wants political power, so he brought the system back up. Although, if I had to guess, I'm assuming the governor has some tragic story of Kouki's mother dying tragically during a mugging or something, and now he made a vow to never let any sort of crime happen, even if he has to stick GPS trackers up every single Japanese person's ass. He's gonna stop all the crime. And they're gonna have a moment of, would mother really want it? And Gori is gonna take his hand off the button that was supposed to launch something, and it's gonna be like, no, no, she wouldn't. I strayed. I made mistakes. Calling it now. Actually, started noting down my predictions. I'm gonna note this one as well. That's Symphogear, so this one's gonna be Tokyo 24. Tokyo 24. Gori sees the error of his ways. His wife wouldn't want it. There we go. We'll see. We'll see if it checks out. Asumi calling. Yeah. Oh no. The electricity. The cranes are gonna spin out of control. Or Tsudaragawa is gonna die. Pick. Kill hundreds or kill one. As usual. Kinda weird that those cranes would be spinning out of control because a cable got broken. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that if my apartment was hit with a lightning, my PC wouldn't start spinning its fans erratically and showing error messages on the screen and creating malware and sending it to Russia. It would just turn off because the breaker would go off. And that would be it. That would be the end of the story. So this tells me they don't even use breakers, apparently. And lightning rods. Like, I know that they needed some, like, narrative thing to go wrong here, but couldn't they have chosen something different? Except, lightning strike is gonna make the crane spin around. Yes, it was zero. Yeah, it was so great and had a lot of worth, and that's what made it worth to cover it. You will not understand my genius, the creation through destruction. If it's amazing and has worth, then the more satisfying it is to corrupt it, and that the destruction brings more worth to the thing that was destroyed. I'm playing 24-dimensional chess in my mind right now. You know not of my ways. That's very much the kind of character that he is. Yeah, the system is technology that steps into a realm that should not be trespassed by humans. And the fucking weirdo licks the can. Even Ran is looking at him. Dude, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? You want to get cancer? That's how you get cancer. Uh, we'll lose control of tower cranes from a lightning strike and they'll fall down. I see. Yeah, it was actually Kouki who, if not for Kouki's code, Tsuragawa wouldn't have known about it and she wouldn't have done anything. Interesting. We haven't seen this concept yet, where they see that their own choices in retrospect caused the events that were predicted. Huh. Kinda out of nowhere, but I don't dislike it. There's been rumors that you marry the guy next door. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the ending. Then again, Asumi is technically alive inside of the computer. I don't know if it's legal to marry a machine, but if it is, then I'm guessing Shuuta would go that road. Postpone it, we're postponing any further work. And you're like not securing anything? Yeah, that's Carneades. She's taking out some core out of Asumi's, out of the Canada system. And Kouki's just staying there. He's like, I'm gonna have to fiddle around with OBS again. Does it even like render emoji? So I need to find this emoji because that's like exactly Kouki right now. Oh, yeah, that's how emoji are rendered in OBS. Great. But I wanted to use like this emoji. That's essentially Kouki right now. He's just standing there, not doing anything. Absolutely nothing. Uh, I still don't like Kouki. Maybe he will be redeemed, but I still don't like him. Yeah, Shuuta is doing something. Ran is doing something. Kouki is just standing there in the rain like the emo boy he is. Please immediately evacuate. Fire alert. Yada yada yada. Kindness is what killed Kunai. A broken cable. Why is even this thing in the middle of that cable? This looks like a fuse or something. It should be secure in, somewhere. There's glass on the outside. It's a construction zone. And there's a glass thing that, if it shatters, apparently it fucks everything up. Why would you set it up this way? Besides drama, of course. The cranes have controls to prevent accidents. Oh, whoopsie doodle. It seems like it's not gonna quite go that way. What language is that? From asset item, import asset item. It looks JavaScript-ish. It looks JavaScript-ish, but JavaScript uses quotes in its imports. You know what? I'm gonna take a screenshot and ask some people if they have an idea what kind of programming language it is. And saved. Maybe someone's gonna know that. But hey, autocomplete is working. Uh, a different thing is that he's apparently modifying the menu bar. Menu bar help about dialogue. He's not even modifying it. He's importing. It's importing a bunch of libraries. I love hacking in movies and in anime where done by people who have absolutely zero clue about what even programming is, let alone hacking. They show some Python code on the screen and are like, I'm in. The most realistic portrayal of programming, two shows. Dragon Maid. Kobayashi is actually writing Python, and New Game, where Nenechi is shown actually writing C Sharp and actually using Unity. Those two shows, if you want to see programming portrayed accurately, more or less, check out Dragon Maid and New Game. New Game has 2 seasons, Dragon Maid has 2 seasons. Highly recommend both. Yeah, censors, social media. If they want to win the referendum, this would be cliffhanger. We don't know what this would be. Shuuta is a hero, of course. This is really weird to me that a lightning strike can apparently fuck with such an advanced and expensive system that so much research went into. There are no breakers. There are no systems that would fail before the charge gets into it. There are no lightning rods. There is nothing. There's nothing. My PC is more secured from a lightning strike than this. Because I have breakers in my home. There are breakers inside of the PSU. I have a the cable splitter thing that also has a breaker. And my apartment complex has lightning rods. My PC is more secure than this artificial human brain, essentially. Who made it? Russian army? It's of similar quality. I'm sorry, Tsuzuragawa, that I just stood her and did fuck all while you sacrificed yourself. Also, one more weird thing. The lightning just struck her. There are huge metal cranes around that the lightning completely ignored. There are cables, there are metal boxes. But no, Zeus was like, hey, fuck you in particular, and just struck her with lightning. If she was touching the cable and the charge went through the cable and that killed her, I would be fine with it. I know I shouldn't be expecting realism. I mean, we're talking about the show where a phone call gives you superpowers. But there are different degrees, different layers of realism. There's the layer of realism, aka similarity to real world, and there's a layer of realism in world, or rather adherence to established rules. Right? If the rules of the world are established in a way where using fire, like burning anything, makes fire goblins appear and attack you. And the show sticks to it. And every time someone tries to light some fire, someone else stops them and says, "Hey, fire goblins will come. What are you doing?" Or whenever someone succeeds with starting a fire, the fire goblins actually arrive. It's still realistic in the context of the world. And this show has been realistic in this meaning, right? In this context. The other layer of realism is adherence with the rules of existing real world, right? It's established in real world that if you jump off a tall building, you get hurt. And this show does more or less adhere to it, right? Shuuta got hurt by jumping down. But there are also rules like physics and lightning strikes that strike the highest point. And this show seems to selectively adhere to realism and selectively not adhere to it. I think I went on a tangent. What I wanted to say what I wanted to say is that I'm not criticizing the lack of realism. I'm not being hypocritical here because it's a fantasy sci-fi show and how can I expect realism from it? I'm criticizing realism that should be, that is already established and they're not adhering to that. That took way longer than it should have. Let's continue. It's like, what? Yeah, we're like 2/3 through the episode and the recording is already at 57 minutes. Go me. Carneades system has a critical bug. We don't know what that bug is, but it has a critical bug. Cool. She knows about the futures, and they are apparently nightmares that Asumi has while being confined in her dead body. Yeah, her consciousness still remains, she still dreams, she can still have nightmares. And Kouki doesn't do anything with this knowledge. He's just been told that, hey, the visions of the future you're getting are literally nightmares. Two of the worst outcomes. It's not the, actual future that has to happen. Those are actual nightmares. And Kouki is like, hey, nah, I'm gonna pick a nightmare. Can I pick a nightmare of a lot of people dying in a train crash? Or I can pick a nightmare where Tsuragawa dies. I'm gonna pick one of them. I'm not gonna even think about potentially creating another future. Even though I know those are just nightmares and it's not a binary choice, there are other options. I'm just not gonna do it. You know what, Tsuragawa? Fuck you. I never liked you. You're gonna die. That's basically Kouki. Yada yada yada. If Mr. Gori ever finds about this fact, he may as well go insane. It would probably be a fitting end to him, honestly. She understood. Decided to sacrifice herself. I killed Tsuragawa. Yes, you did, but not through your action, but through your inaction. Because you decided to just stand around and do fuck all. Donut transfer, cool. Choose your future. Yeah, Kouki became Carneades. Things are just swinging around. Cable is broken again, and I still can't about the fact that the broken cable means cranes are freaking out. If anything, they should be losing power. I've got nothing. I've got nothing. Also, hey, a storm is approaching, and high winds, and lightning and thunder. Yo, do you think we should like secure the payload on the screen somehow? Maybe like take it off so it doesn't swing around. Maybe you should like secure this sheath metal, just a couple straps or something. No, no, no. You don't think it's necessary? Okay, well, I guess they're not paying us enough to care, so we're just gonna go take a break. But, at least it's not main characters that are incompetent this time. That's good. That's a good change. Shuuta actually communicated with Ran before, when he arrived here. Actually told Ran that, hey, there's like third option. I'm gonna go for the third option, Ran. And just sown a little bit of a seed in Ran's head that, hey, maybe there is a third option. Maybe I don't have to follow Zero to the T. I can do what I think is good. I can save Asumi. Asumi wakes up, and what? She gets hit by lightning. She gets hit. Oh, I like this chromatic aberration. There's a little bit of chromatic aberration on the edges here, and there's just a single frame of a ton of chromatic aberration. Really like it. I really like the use of chromatic aberration. That's thunder, that's blood, those are veins. She's turning into a monster. Or something. Help me. Yes, it was Asumin. You should have listened to Shuda. Genuinely, it all boils down to you all should have listened to Shuda. An ambulance, yeah, and he actually saved Tsuragawa. Question is, what happened to all those people? Did they evacuate in time? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know, but Tsuragawa is alive. Damages to canal system. We don't have any time left until the referendum. If this dude at any point cared about his wife and his daughter, he doesn't anymore. He now only cares about political power. At least that's the picture I'm getting. And about Carneades, I don't care how you do it, capture him at any cost. Well, I know Carneades. He's me. Would mother be happy? What did he say? Ridiculous? A foolish question. Of course she wouldn't be, but I never cared about what she wants and what she doesn't want. I always wanted power, and now I have all the power I ever needed. Kanai system will bring absolute invigoration to everybody in the city, and I will be its sole governor. I will rule the world. Mwahahaha. That's basically Godi right now. What they're gonna use the data for. Destroy Kanae, kill Asumi. Two complete opposites, two complete extremes. That destroyed my world. Zero is an anarchist in its true meaning. The invigilation and the laws and the crime prediction introduced by Canada made it so that Zero can no longer run freely. And he doesn't like that, and he wants to destroy Canada. I like this new ED. And there we go. That's it. Tokyo 24 episode 8, everybody. Ugh. I enjoyed it. I very much did. Honestly. I really did enjoy this episode. I know that I've been very nitpicky on some things, but overall, I really did enjoy it. We got some answers. We got a lot of answers, actually. We got our characters actually starting to act like actual people, slowly starting to communicate. Kouki slowly noticing that maybe there is a third way. Ran slowly noticing that maybe there is a third way. Kouki becoming disillusioned with his father. Ran becoming disillusioned with his mentor. There's a lot of change. I really like where this is going, and it has a lot of potential to be good again. The last few episodes weren't great. I didn't like them. This one, I enjoy. Gets my I enjoy certificate. Kind of a weird juxtaposition with Sabiku Bisco. In Sabiku Bisco, I absolutely adored the whole series up to the last episode, up to episode 8. Episode 8, not gonna lie, was fairly garbage. Yeah, episode 8 of Sabiku Ibisco, not a fan. Really not a fan. If you wanna hear my full rant about Sabiku Ibisco episode 8, you can go and watch it and just skip to the rant part if that's all you're interested in. Tokyo 24Ku is the direct opposition. I didn't enjoy the previous episodes all that much, but episode 8 is a highlight of the series so far. It's as if the staff on both shows changed places. Then again, Sabiku Ibisco is based on a light novel, so the anime staff isn't responsible for how it went down. It's actually the author of the light novel. Huh. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how much of a nosedive Sabiku Ibisco took and how much of a noise up Tokyo 24Ku did. There weren't even really any animation issues, any art issues, even the CG on the cranes looked good. It was genuinely a good episode. Genuinely a good episode. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say about it besides, I already made my predictions, right? Kouki is gonna rebel against his father and is gonna continue the legacy of Carneades. Eventually, he's gonna join up with Shuuta. Ran is gonna become disillusioned with Zeroth. He will learn that he already learned that Zeroth wants to destroy Canada, and Ran knows, or at least had the information given to him through the cry for help, that Asumi might still be trapped inside of Canada, so he will be fairly apprehensive when it comes to destroying Canada. I see it going this way, the way that where our main trio is gonna get together again. Shuuta from the middle, Ran from the anarchist side, Kouki from the lawmaking side, and they're gonna together pick a middle path. They're gonna reject the chaos, they're gonna reject the absolute order, they're gonna follow their own path, form their own future. That's my prediction. Maybe Gori is gonna be redeemed, or at least explained with some, tragic past or something. I have it noted down, so maybe it will come true, maybe it won't. But yeah, I can see the theme is choosing a third option, choosing your own future, choosing your own adventure, uh, not going into extremes, going the middle path. Very, very centrist anime, so to speak. And in the purest sense of the word, the alignment of being a centrist. I like it. I enjoyed it. And I'm hoping it's gonna keep this form until the end. Because it would be a shame if if it suddenly took a nosedive again. I don't think it will. It has a pretty great setup. They would have tried really hard to fuck it up. If they do fuck up, it will be because they tried, because they consciously wanted to fuck up. Honestly. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I think I said what I needed to say. So you guys leave a comment. Say what you want to say. What did you think of this episode? What did you think of my reaction? What did you think of my predictions? I don't have to ask you to keep it spoiler free because it's anime original, so that's great. I don't have to be afraid of spoilers. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. If you don't want to tell it to me, if you don't want to tell me what I did wrong in the comments, you can do it on the Discord server, link in the description. It's open to everybody. Feel free to join. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing Those Frontline. On Saturday, I'm gonna be releasing episode 9 of Symphogear for you guys on YouTube and episode 10 for people on Patreon. It might be a little bit late because my friend has her birthday and I need to be there, so I don't know when I will have the time to record it, but it will be there early for Patreons. On Sunday, Arifureta Season 2, and on Monday, Sabiku Ibisco. Hopefully, it's gonna get better. It's gonna follow the footsteps of Tokyo 24 and it's gonna get better after that little bit of a dip in episode 8. Join my Discord server, as I mentioned, it's open to everybody, link in the description. Join my Patreon if you really enjoy what I'm doing and if you want to support me. Link again, all the links, everything in the description. For just $1 a month, you get access to a special channel on my Discord server, and you get to have an orange name to signify that you are my supporter. And lastly, of course, share this video with people you know would enjoy it, because the more you guys share my videos, the more YouTube itself shares them. I noticed that my videos are slowly but surely being recommended on videos by other people, so that's that's a very nice boost in visibility, and it's only thanks to you guys watching my stuff. So, someone's calling me. Perfect time. That's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys the next one. Cheers. And this is yet another benefit you get as a Patreon. You get to be in the credits.